What's up, everybody? I am Chef. I have 35 years in the industry. This is Oleg. You have
25.
That's Mike Spade. He has 0, but he has an absolutely epic beard. Welcome to the Meeson Podcast, Stories from the Dish Pit. What's going on, everybody? How was your week? How was everybody's week? Good? Good? Awesome. My callus hurts.
Your callus hurts?
Random
That sucks.
Today
I got before you start with anything, I got this. Ready? Watch this. Ready? So last week we talked about how everyone wants to be a chef and gets to dress up as a chef and everything like that, right? So I got me my very own chef jacket just so I could wear for the show today.
Can you put it on?
Hell's yeah, I'm putting it on.
I think it's amazing. I think you're going to look like 10 pounds of sausage in a 5-pound casing, though.
This will be fun. What are you talking about? Next week, everybody's going to wear
Is
one.
it embroidered?
No, I didn't have time to do it.
How did you not have to? You had a week. How did you not have time to embroider?
It just came in. It came in yesterday. I didn't have time.
That's got to be
So here we go.
24 hours.
That's it. I feel like
Now you're
I'm a
official.
butcher.
Ladies and gentlemen, Chef Mike Spade.
That's it.
Bravo.
Now you guys can't say that I have no.
So now, Chef, let me ask you a question. So now
Go ahead.
I was saying how my callus hurts. Does your callus hurt?
Nah.
You don't
my
have that
feet-
chopping callus from being, from production and being a chef?
No, see,
because
here's-
I think all chefs, besides having chef jackets, all chefs have that callus.
No. See, my problem is that I don't wear Crocs, and it's really annoying.
You don't wear Crocs?
No, I don't wear Crocs.
I don't
That's
wear
why my
Crocs.
feet are killing me.
I don't wear Crocs either. After all these years, I finally went to an orthopedic type shoe.
Nice.
Very comfortable though. Very lightweight.
I like these. Now I know why you guys wear them all the time.
Get into a 110-degree kitchen for 7-8 hours
Nah,
behind the line.
I'll pass. And on that note, so
Well, that's how dirty. Yeah, my callus is killing me. But anyway, that's a restaurant thing, man. If you're in the business, and the reason my callus hurts, it's usually a callus. But I haven't, done a lot of prep work in a long time. So today I got to break down 3 cases of chicken. Besides the fact of being so excited just to do something that stupid and be able to be in the kitchen and break down kitchen, I realized afterwards, my fucking callus is killing me. But that's always something from a chef, man. You always get that. It's always in the same spot on that finger. And it's just the way you hold. I know it's the way I hold my knife. I got small hands, smell like cabbage.
So Oleg,
You got one?
Do you have one of these too?
Wait, a chef jacket or a callus?
Both.
I got a few different jackets.
I think you should wear yours next week, just so I don't feel like I'm wearing.
Well, no, now you're
Pajamas.
hosting the show,
Mine's
so we're
green,
gonna.
though.
Oh, now I'm hosting. Well, ladies and
We're
gentlemen.
gonna ask you some questions.
Okay, go ahead. I don't care.
So first off, again, fortunately we didn't pick up a sponsor, but that's okay. Still want to give a shout out to one of our good friends, the brother Andres, at his place out in Huntington, Long Island, called Back of the Closet. They're on Instagram at @backofthecloset_LI. Great old school shop, old school kicks, vintage jackets, shirts, and old school stuff like that. So if you're in the Huntington area, you want to check them out on Instagram, go ahead and do that. It's Back of the Closet.
Don't forget to send us our
_LI.
sponsorship membership fee.
Right, our sponsorship membership free of 3 beers and 2 shots of Jack.
Right.
So what's happening, guys? What do we got on the agenda tonight? I had a couple of things that people asked me to ask. Mike, you got anything? Anything
Right now,
specific?
I got nothing. I'll think of something.
No? No, Oleg wanted to talk about lemons.
Oleg, tell us about these lemons that you wanted to talk about.
Easy lemon squeezy. So wait a second. Not only, and I actually just found this. I was tonight years old when I found this out. Out of all the uses for lemons and what we do, besides cleaning a grill, always cleaning the plancha, cleaning the flat top, it was a great thing. But Oleg just told me something that I think everybody out there would like to know, that what they're great for, especially all the homemakers that are out here watching this, that your significant other is a chef or in the industry, or even just a big sweaty guy and wears white or light colored shirts. Oleg?
Yeah, if you cut a fresh lemon in half, it's great. If you rub it over the pit stains, it gets rid of that.
So I'm gonna need it. I'm gonna need it after tonight.
You're going to need it with your
definitely.
chef jacket,
Yes,
which is why I was
okay.
saying we
It looks
should
like a
stress
big-ass
on
moo-moo.
lemons so much. No, man, lemons are yeah, it's funny because I actually really didn't realize that. I used to put vinegar in my clothes to wash it just to get the smell of the grease and everything out. But do you ever get I call them garlic infections. Did you ever get that? I used to get that underneath my cuticles. You know,
Those are the worst. They swell up and.
You know, and Spade was like before. He's like, well, that's why you wear gloves. Well, it's not why you wear gloves. But here, let me tell you about that. So you're on the line. You're cooking. You're doing whatever. You're in a rush. You got your spice rack. You know, everything's there. So your sautés are over here. You turn it around like this. You grab whatever herbs you need, whatever wine you're pouring into the dish. Yada yada yada. You're doing this. So here's how these come about. So now you're in spices, in all these different. My fucking. You see, you don't have your mise en place, bro. Give me my pen.
See, now you're official.
Don't do that because then you see you can't be like me. That's my trademark. I take something from you, you're never getting it back. Lighters,
I
markers,
needed a pen to put in my pocket.
tongs.
Right
No,
you have a
need a
thermometer I can
thermometer
use?
actually.
There you go.
You need a thermometer.
All right, I need a thermometer. I'm gonna have to
Thermometer,
order
So-
a meat stabby thing.
Yes.
And a stabby thing.
that. Yeah, can you guys all donate these things so I can look like a chef while these guys
So-
are chefs?
We should put up that's a good idea. We could put up a spade donation page. So that he
your
can
old
become a real
equipment.
chef, because even though he didn't go to culinary school, he does have a chef jacket on, and he's sitting at a table with a couple of old school chefs. So
That's
you know
it.
what? He's a chef, and he knows
Should
now
dress him up
lemons
like
get
Chef
you
of the Future from Honeymooners.
right.
Yes, let's do this. It'll be hysterical.
Chef of the future. So anyway, so these infections, man. So like you said, with the gloves, you know, I know many of us out there were using them and things like that, but with the gloves, makes your hands worse. You know, because it just traps sweat. So you're just trapping sweat, and then everything. You know, what do you do when you go to get your nails done? If you ever go to get your nails done, I never have. I have a phobia about my nails being done. So you sit there and they soak them, right? Why? To soften everything up.
Right.
So that's what it does, and that's how you get these infections from all the spices, man. And I've seen some guys have like cuticles that were out like this that they would actually lance. Yeah, bro, and it's just all yellow. And
I always
glossy.
hated using gloves when chopping things because how many times did you start chopping with gloves on, and halfway through you realize you're missing a half of your glove,
And then you're like,
where did it go? Was it which prep item did it disappear into?
Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you.
You were talking
Technical
about-
difficulties.
Yes.
We actually what? What were we just talking about? Hold on.
We're talking about
Squirrels.
I don't know. I forgot.
finger infection, gloves,
Yes, finger
losing
infection.
your
Oh, you were talking
fingertips.
about my.
Yeah, we were talking about losing a tip of your glove in the middle of prep.
Yeah. So anyway, you know, then you're just like Jim Brewer on on Half Baked, where he gets caught coming down the ladder. He's like, oh, because you know the glove's gone. That shit is somewhere in the meat. I'm not gonna lie to you. There has to be a time when, you know, I've had to look for like pieces of finger, you know, and when like chopping or when something like that, like, or when you
But
know
at
you
least
cut your
piece
finger
of-
and then you're just like,
But
oh
at
my
least
god,
a
where did it
piece
go?
of finger will blend in better. It's an
Then a glove,
organic.
and it has the same texture, so you know it's
Same-
really
similar
a
texture.
glove you're gonna choke on. I
Yeah,
get you.
and it's
absolutely
blue-
100%.
Most gloves are blue. It'll stand out so much more than a piece of finger. Like
Right.
it'll blend in with food.
Right, unless those clear plastic gloves that when you use them and then you're
Yeah.
over the grill, they just become part of your hand. You know, like I'm talking about those cheap
Yeah, yeah,
plastic
yeah.
ones. Oh, yeah, I don't like. I like the black ones. Those are the ones I used. Just
Me too.
say,
Me too. I use the black
just for
ones too.
clarity.
Yeah,
Gloves.
those
The
neoprene
gloves.
gloves are good. Like the
The
ones that
neoprene ones are
yeah.
great. Hey, what was you know, and speaking of that, zesting. You know, get back to lemons. Are all over the place, but still, lemons and zesting, like just catching you. It's again, it goes to the cuticles, man. I have a phobia of like that. It's weird, and even with a potato peeler.
See, that,
So
I
let me
think
tell
that's
you-
worse than a mandolin.
No, mandolins are horrible. Let me tell you my thing with a potato peeler. So I'm doing prep, whatever, and I'm just sitting there, you know, and you hold on a potato, you peel a potato, you think it's mindless work and so forth, you know. Now I've learned to come this way, but I was just sitting there going, and you're flipping potatoes are starchy, it's slitting and I took off the tip of like my nail. You know what I'm saying? That it was just the nail. There was nothing else, but it was just like shaved off. Oh my god, horrible
that
feeling.
feeling,
Just
right?
like you know what I'm talking
like,
about?
ooh.
Like even when I shave now and I
honestly,
don't shave much, I don't put my
peeled
thumb
like
there.
I haven't
Like,
peeled a potato like that in years. What I've been doing in kitchens, drill,
No.
drill,
Seriously?
drill spade
like they
bit.
peel apples.
And the same way, hold the peeler to it and go. When you got to go through cases upon cases of potatoes, you're not sitting there one by one.
Wait, so you mean to tell me you actually use a drill to sit there and?
Yeah. Yep. If I gotta go,
man, if you got it.
If I gotta go through 100 pounds of potatoes, you better believe I'm being the most efficient.
I worked at a place that made us use a cement mixer to mash the potatoes within a 5-gallon fucking bucket. Wow. Potatoes all over the place. That's Florida for you. Oh man, good stuff. So what else is happening? Hey, you ever get what was some good advice you got from somebody in the kitchen that stuck with you? I'm a big advice guy.
Quit. That was probably the best advice I got. Now I'm a mechanic.
Run.
Loving it.
Run. No, man, I left for a while and I was just terrible at what I did. I can't succeed at anything outside of a kitchen, man. Not that I can't, I'm just a disaster. I've been doing it for so long, it's just natural to me, whether it's,
I'm not a one-trick pony. I got golden hands.
No, me neither, man. But, I mean, fuck. I couldn't be a mechanic. But I could be a mechanic. You got to crawl down, under shit. I get pissed off when I got to relight the pilot on, a fryer.
It's the easiest thing ever.
It's the easiest thing ever, okay.
But it's beneath him.
It's the easiest thing
That's
ever.
What it
it's
is.
the easiest thing ever. Bend down. Find the friggin' greasy switch that says pilot on it and hope it's on pilot. Press the button, hold it in like it feels like for what's in a fucking eternity. Hope that when you turn it on, after you find the little wooden stick to friggin' light the friggin' pilot with, hope that when you turn it on, the friggin' thing doesn't go out. You turn it on, the thing goes out. You have to start over, bro. It's work.
Ladies and gentlemen, corporate chef. I've worked in food trucks and the smallest operations.
It's a pet peeve
where you don't know what the temperature is because the dial is not there. The oven has no knobs, and I've learned.
It's marked with Sharpie.
No, not even. You learn how to tell temperature by sticking your hand into the oven, and if I can hold it in. There for 10 seconds, it's 375. I can only hold it in for 5. It's probably about 425, 450.
Yeah, man, nothing even to do with corporate. Just saying, that's just a bitch thing, man. Especially in a rush. What's the worst thing that could happen in a fucking rush? Pilot goes out on something. That's the fucking worst because no matter how fast you think you're going to get it lit, it's not, because 90% of the equipment down there, unless you're in one of the fancy schmancy places, listen, all the line, it's all caked on, and it's not underneath where the pilot is, underneath that little fucking piece, that shelf that comes off of like a Viking or whatever it is, and then under there you have all your grease and everything for whatever's been caked on from years and years of whoever's worked there before. People miss that shit because it's behind something. But then you got the button that you got to find. It's greasy, it's pilot, you got to lay it down on the floor, then you get all friggin'. It's a pain in the ass in the middle of a rush, man.
Wait, so you mean to tell me this white jacket's going to turn black by the end of the shift?
That's why you put some cardboard down. But I've also worked a lot of places where we do complete teardowns after each job, where it's everything is for show, so everything is completely clean. So you could lay down and eat of that floor.
Yeah, no, of course. I've been in kitchens like that too. But I'm just saying, there's spots where it's not like that, man. That's what it is, So yeah, it's definitely a pain in the ass. There's no bigger pain in the ass than when that happens. Although we did have an exhaust fan go out in summer, one of the places in Hell's Kitchen, and it was like a Sunday brunch, fuck brunch, and the exhaust fan went out. We had to literally rotate people out of the friggin' line on a Sunday. Couldn't get the thing fixed. They wouldn't shut it down. Went out there, sent one of the dishwashers out to the hardware store. He came back with 2 leather belts that they glued together or whatever the hell they did with something, climbed up to the roof, and he was funny. He was a Mexican guy that was adopted by Mandarin parents in Chinatown, so he spoke fluent Cantonese or whatever that is. Bro, it was hysterical. He spoke Mexican, but his Cantonese was definitely freaking better, and it was funny because he was big. I don't know. Is it the same thing? I don't know. It's one of those Chinese languages.
Two different languages.
It's a Chinese language. That's what he fucking spoke. I don't speak it, so I don't know. It's one of them.
And we're getting canceled.
Canceled in 3, 2, 1.
Hey, I love sound effects. But anyway, to the point being, this is a true story. I'm sure the guys that we worked with will listen eventually. But this guy went down, and he was big. He was like 5'6", and like he had to be 300 pounds, man. Just a grill guy. He didn't move nowhere, bro. But he went down and was like a fucking turtle on his back, and he's just sitting there. Now he's on the floor, so all the Mexicans and everybody behind the line is like, "No mames, way!" And they're running up to him, and they're fucking kicking him. Get up, you Gordo! Get up! Get up! Get up! You know. And it was fucking funny. We finally got him up, and the whole back of his chef jacket, bro, was covered with the marks of it. With the marks of the friggin' all the grease and everything from the floor. But it was funny. Yeah, but that sucked, having that exhaust fan go out, bro. That's tough. That was a tough run.
Anything happened to you like that?
I've had a lot of mishaps. I don't know how many of them I can share here.
As long as you don't say the place, I think you can mention.
Let's go. What's the worst thing that you've been through in a rush?
Yeah.
Or on a rush? What's the worst shit that's happened besides getting into the weeds and just fucking hating everything?
Not smoking it.
Random people getting injured, random items in the kitchen stopping working.
That sucks. Like when a fridge goes down.
When the fridge goes down, when a fryer goes down, and you're figuring out how to deep fry things in a sink.
In a sink?
Yeah, I turned
and the pots on the stove.
I turned the sink into a deep fryer once by doubling up hotel pans and putting fire underneath it because my deep fryer went out.
There was nothing safe at all about that.
Not
Nothing
at all.
safe
It
at
was
all.
completely shady, but it worked. It pulled us through.
Don't let the health department find out. Oh boy. Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, when it comes to jerry rigging, you're talking to the professional.
Well, you know, yeah. I mean, well, in
Yo, food trucks. 5 years in food trucks and different operations, different places. I've encountered every mishap you could possibly encounter, and including having to rewire a truck in the middle of the night.
I remember. I
with
remember talking to
somebody.
you when you were doing that.
And the people who wired the truck for us conveniently labeled everything for us in Chinese.
Or was it Cantonese or Mandarin maybe?
So you didn't have a Mexican that spoke Cantonese.
No,
right? You should have called.
And it's me and another repair tech in the middle of the night in the middle of Maryland with flashlights trying to figure out wires, how to make the ovens work and not trip out so that I could start serving at 5 a.m. the following day.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people realize, man. We're in one of the industries where like it's ever changing, not just quarterly or seasonally or different methods and things like that. Because I think we're running out of methods to do. Now everybody's just recreating what's already out there, just doing different things to it. But it's one of the industries where you're always thinking on the fly.
Yeah.
You always have to be prepared to have the worst experience possible, to have the worst shift possible.
You
and
always
just
have plan A, plan B, plan C, and it's anything between.
No, we're not out of this. Let's figure this out. Well, shit. Sometimes you run out of things, but I mean, you're always trying
where
to.
I'm serving and it's supposed to be a promotion doing cappuccinos, and the $10,000 cappuccino machine burst in the middle of service, and I had to run across the street to Kmart, buy $100 little machine, and tell everybody it's gonna take a minute, but I got everybody.
That was the hardest working little espresso Kmart machine in the fucking world.
And you know
in
what?
The history of Kmart espresso
and after
machines.
doing that promotion and knowing how well that thing worked, I ended up getting the same espresso machine for my house.
There you go.
Because that little thing was a trooper.
You want to shout them out? Maybe we get a free one. I'm trying.
Sure,
I'm trying to get us anything. But yeah, it's just ever changing, and just especially when you're running a line or you're expo or you're on like saute, man. You can't run out of product, and just you're always thinking of changing and how to make things happen. And there's some crazy techniques that we've developed. I see this a lot on Facebook and in some of the groups. People are like, oh my God, this guy's heating up a 9-pan or a half pan in the fryer. I'm like, Hell yeah.
Why not, right?
Yeah.
And you also got to know how to fluff up recipes when you're doing a catering and then somebody tells you, "Oh, it's not 85, it's 95 people," and
Yeah.
now you're like, "Oh,
Yeah, how to stretch your weight,
all I
man.
have is 2 extra carrots, a potato, and a tomato. What are we gonna do with
What's
this?"
this?
You know,
It's like give me
Exactly.
Give me a
You-
peppermint
you-
stick,
exactly.
a tinfoil wrapper,
Yep.
a toothpick, and a shrimp.
and
I
you
got
learn
this.
to be kitchen MacGyver.
Yeah.
It's like.
Always a kitchen MacGyver. You can
Yeah.
fix any compressor with a fucking meat tenderizer. Right? Compressor on the
Yep.
low boy goes down, bang, just like the starter on a car, bro.
That's
That
it.
shit'll be working again.
Pull a Fonz.
Hey.
Ew.
No, man, but it's ever changing. It's something that we're always thinking from the lower end of the brigade. So, your dish pit, your crews and everything like that, all the way up to your chefs and your execs and your line guys. Everybody's always thinking on the fly, man. Because, last thing you want to do is say you ran out of garlic on the run, or something like that. So you always got your me's and you're always thinking on the fly.
Yeah.
It's ever changing, man. So stressful. It's why we're all the way we are, I think, man. It's a super stressful industry. Yeah, so if you're curious about what
That's
it's
why
like
half
and
of
your
us
kids
are
want to
speed
get
freaks
into
and
it.
drug addicts.
Yeah, well, it's true, man. Hey, man, kitchen and drugs went together. I know, half the people
like peas and
I worked
carrots.
with were, Peruvian marching powder, like you say, in the walk-in box. But, everybody else was always,
It's called taking a nose
smoking.
break.
Yeah, man, weed's rampant. I don't like these people that vape now. People vape in the kitchen, man. I don't like that shit. We never did that. We were always respectful and went outside by the dumpster, or at least with your bowl, you were in the walk-in box. It's a little trick. If you want to smoke a bowl in the walk-in box, just blow it up by the
I had a
compressor.
job
It
a
goes
couple of years ago. I'm sanding down the line. It's kind of
drink.
dead. And I'm like, oh, well, might as well hit my vape. And I hid the vape because I used to hid the vape on the line and blow it off right into the
vent.
The exhaust.
into the vent. And then my boss comes there, and it's like my third day. And he's just like, really, man? Really?
Womp, womp, womp.
Well,
Somehow I still kept that job for another few months. That goes to show you that they needed me more than I needed them.
But you could have argued and said, "Do you want me to take a 5-minute break, or do you want me to continue?"
You want me to take a 5-minute
notice.
break every 8 minutes? Well, let me smoke.
That's
No,
it.
man. I mean, I had no problem with that. Everybody knows I smoke. But I can never be too. You can't be too stoned. Like for me, there was always like just be able to maintain. Just to get that little.
No, you
That
need
little
to,
melanin
you need to
smell
get a
like a-
little bit of a buzz so that work becomes fun, and now it's a
It's
game.
always fun.
But now it becomes
Fun to make
like
games out of
just I got 20 covers. Let's see how fast I can do
Yeah.
this.
Beat
How
the clock,
many
beat the
things I can
ticket.
multitask without forgetting what I'm doing.
Yeah, but I would hate because sometimes I would it'd indulge too much because it'd be like downtime and slow, and then you walk back
Right.
in and you're not expecting anything to happen until like 7, and then like 5:15, it's just the printer's like and you're all like, fuck.
I've made mushroom pizza on mushrooms to the point where the dough was its own entity.
What's the place?
Was that from that vegan place again?
No,
Those
no.
mushrooms I took Saturday killed my stomach. FYI. Just saying. I think we tried that mushroom pizza, right? Is it the same place I'm thinking about?
The little place on Avenue U
Yeah.
where you see work at.
Nice.
Good times.
That was an odd little place.
Okay.
Spade, what do you got, man? Anything to throw in?
No, I don't know, man. I'll tell you this much though: this polyester or whatever this stuff is made out of is making me sweat to death.
Well, now we have. Let me see.
Yeah,
this.
now imagine actually working.
My pits are fine yet. I am working. I'm pressing buttons
And where's your beard net? Where's his beard net? Right? He needs a beard net.
yeah,
looking
can
like
anybody
that.
donate me a beard net here? I'm gonna put it in a scrunchie so that way it looks like it's somewhat neat. Like how women put a ponytail. There we go. See, there we go, people. Here's a close up of the beard. Nice. It's not anywhere.
Now you just need a fucking IPA.
Someone pass me an IPA.
Hey, man, any good characters you ever worked with? I want to finish up with this guy I used to work with. Just at something he said. You ever work with like just a weird cat?
Everybody is weird.
Yeah, I know, but
Well, yeah.
I
What's your
worked,
definition of weird?
I worked with
Because-
this one cat, this old dude, and literally we're just banging out onions, man, banging out a 50-pound bag of onions. He looks at me and big mustache, hunchback over. He's like, "Hey, Chris, you know what?" I'm like, what? He's like, if you masturbate after you chopped onions, it's an experience that you'll never have before. I'm like, yeah, no shit. He's like, wanted to share that with you. Thanks. Back to chopping onions.
So you don't wash your hands after you finish cutting
I've
onions?
never masturbated after cutting onions, but
You should have asked these questions.
I have gone and peed after cutting jalapenos and not fucking
Yeah, on a
realized
similar
it.
topic, cutting up peppers. I don't know. Every
No,
time
not
that I've
remember?
tried, even putting on gloves, there's no fail with somehow grabbing your junk right after cutting up things. Like, it gets bad because the more you try to clean it off, the more you rub in the oils.
And I would always get like
I have dunked the crown jewels into a bowl of milk before because it got in so bad. Because I tried to wash it off. I tried, and I just had to dunk it in a bowl of milk. It
Pretty
was
milky,
terrible.
huh?
I got a mental picture of how that went.
I'm picturing him just like,
Just hovered over a bowl of milk and then dunked it in.
Yeah, no, man, I've done that. And it just sucks. It's a terrible feeling. Or you get like an itch, and then you gotta you try to rub it,
Yeah.
just something like that. And you always get like an itch somewhere. It's almost like when you got to go to the bathroom and you can't get your key to open the door. This itch knows to appear when you're cutting peppers, especially spicy ones. And then it's hot. It's like the thing I did with the kid, the rest of the cayenne pepper. Same concept. Yeah, but going to the bathroom like after doing that, and just sometimes even wash your hands not good enough. It just sucks. And then you got to dip your junk in milk. So that's the solution. If you ever touch your junk with a pepper, fellas, ladies, I don't know so much about, but definitely fellas, you could dunk your junk in milk.
And that's how you get meat and cream sauce.
wait, I didn't hear that. What'd you
And that's how you get meat and cream sauce.
And that's a carbonara.
So that's what they don't teach you in culinary school. Got it. Okay. See, ladies and gentlemen, you learn a lot from here. You can become professional chefs.
Just get a chef jacket, apparently.
Hey, I got one. Look.
Just get a chef jacket. It'll
That's
be
it.
embroidered next week. Hey, write us a comment. Let me know what you think it should be embroidered with. Should he put chef, executive chef, sous chef?
Yeah. Busboy.
You know what I
Busboy,
think we should
super
do?
wow.
Instead of embroidering just your name, what we should do is like a race car. Just all the sponsors that we get, just embroider
yes.
them.
I like that.
Bravo.
We
That's a
embroider
great
them
idea.
onto your jacket, so any sponsor that we get, a different patch or sticker embroidered onto your jacket.
We're
So,
going to make
if
that
you
a
guys
Marlboro
want-
chef coat.
That's it. So if you guys want to spend money, the money maker's in the front. If you guys want, something less expensive, it's on the sleeves. Now, if you're really a cheap ass,
If you're a baller, you got the back piece right there. That's prime
yeah,
real
but
estate.
then I'm gonna have to sit here and talk like this. So
Just get cameras behind you.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get a camera behind me.
Oh man, that's funny though. I can't wait to see if anybody actually does that. I mean, we got 91 subscribers, so I want to say thank you to all 91 subscribers who actually listen to this culinary nonsense and
Debauchery.
and debauchery and just my woe is me chronicles is all I calls it. But
Dear
no, man,
diary.
my dear diary. But yeah, man, thanks for listening, man. It's a good time for us. We hope you guys enjoy the stories. Again, shout out to Back of the Closet _LI. That's at Instagram, man. They're out in Huntington. Go check them out. They got some old school stuff. Guys, thanks for doing this again this week with me. We're the Mies and Podcast. And we'll see you next week.
Cheers.
Peace.